We're in the intro. Stand by for countdown.
At the request of Commissioner Meitzner, I've been asked to revive the joke during the scroll. Today's joke: what do you call someone who tells dad jokes but isn't a dad? A faux pas.
All right. Good job.
You're welcome.
This is probably historic, by the way. Back to jokes now.
I had so many to choose from. There's so much pressure. The first one had to be good.
$30 seconds. 20. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Good morning and welcome to the Wednesday, July 27, 2022 Board of County Commission meeting. I am Nicole Gibbs, the Community Relations Specialist. All registered Sedgwick County voters will have a chance to cast a ballot in the August 2nd election. Satellite early voting centers will open tomorrow, July 28, and be open through Saturday, July 30th. Visit the Sedgwick County Election Office website for hours and locations. The 2023 recommended budget for Sedgwick County is now available for review on our website. The public has an opportunity to give feedback online or at one of our 2 public budget hearings. The first one will be on Wednesday, August 3rd at 6 p.m., and the second will be August 24th, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Both of these hearings will take place on the 3rd floor of the Sedgwick County Courthouse. At this time, I will invite Stephanie Birmingham to come up to the podium for a COVID-19 and Recovery Connect update.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Commissioners. Part of my role as your COVID Public Information Officer is to spread the word about Recovery Connect, which the county funds through ARPA funding, or the American Rescue Plan Act, to help those still struggling financially from the pandemic. So today, I'm happy to show you a commercial that we've produced, which will start airing in August. So you get a sneak peek.
Are you struggling from the pandemic? Recovery Connect can help.
I was behind on my property taxes, and I qualified for almost $10,000 in assistance.
I got help paying my rent, even food for my dog.
So we took advantage of some free grant writing workshops, and Veterans Unidos and the Kansas Honor Band are just stronger and better.
Contact Recovery Connect and let our community navigators find the resources you need. Together, we can recover from the pandemic.
Very nice. Thank you.
It will be airing on KSN, KWCH, and CAKE in the month of August. And what I really love about this commercial, those are not actors. Those are real people with real examples of the many forms of assistance you can get through Recovery Connect. Whatever your situation, I can't emphasize enough, there are loans and grants and educational opportunities out there to help you. So one example of that is weatherization. This is offered through the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation. It's also funded through the Department of Energy, Health and Human Services in partnership with local utility companies. So for low-income households that qualify, a trained person will actually come out to your home and do an energy audit to identify not only inefficiencies, but anything that might be a health or safety concern. Free improvements may include weather stripping, caulking of doors and windows that leak, cleaning and repairing your heating and cooling systems, your water heater, adding insulation, upgrading your fans, lighting, refrigerator. As you can imagine, this can all go to lowering utility bills and just improving quality of life in general. So that's just one example of the many resources available. So again, whatever a person's situation, I'd encourage them to call or contact Recovery Connect, and our navigators will talk with you one-on-one and try to point you toward the programs that might help you. I also want to give a COVID update. We did touch on this yesterday at the staff meeting, but I want to make sure that the public is aware of where we stand right now. So our COVID community level is at high, which is the first time since the system was instituted back in February. So the CDC and our health department is recommending that folks stay up to date on their vaccinations. Masks are again recommended indoors in public places. Get tested if you have symptoms. Don't assume it's an allergy or a cold. Please get tested. And again, ask your provider about possible treatments because there are now COVID-19 pills that can be prescribed if you catch it in the early stages. That's especially important if you're considered high risk. So I do want to show some of the many resources available. If you are not yet vaccinated or you need a booster, our health department main clinic at 2716 primarily serves those who are uninsured or children with Medicaid, CanCare, or CHIP, but no one is turned away regardless of your insurance status. So you can get a vaccination there. We also have mobile clinics that vaccinate anyone 5 years and up. I should emphasize the tender age vaccinations for babies and toddlers are not offered at the mobile clinics, but for anyone 5 years and up. The Guadalupe Clinic, Hunter Health, local pharmacies, there are so many places offering the vaccinations. Likewise, if you need to get tested, again, our West Central Clinic can do that. WSU MDL, the Molecular Diagnostics Lab, is still helping the public. You do have to make an appointment. GraceMed, Guadalupe Clinic, Mayflower Clinic, immediate and urgent care places, pharmacies, again, a plethora of places you can go to get tested. I also want to add that as requested, we are working to put the dashboard back up on the health department website. That will be a place you can go to see increasing case numbers, hospitalizations. That data has always been on our website, but it's been on the story map. The dashboard is a little more easy to understand, a little more user-friendly. So very soon we'll have that back up and running. And my final note, the health department is helping parents by having a back-to-school vaccine clinic. So that will include all the childhood immunizations from pre-K through the 12th grade. We do ask that you make appointments, and I'm told that appointments are going quickly. So clearly, this was a need that our health department is meeting. Any questions on any of this?
I don't see any. Thanks, Stephanie, for the update. I appreciate you letting everyone know about the vaccines and about the testing that's available.
We're also going to be sending out a press release today or early tomorrow on that as well, Chairman.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Stephanie. Commissioners, taking a look at today's agenda, there will be a proclamation declaring Veterans Awareness Expo Appreciation Day, a consideration of appointments for the District 2 Citizens Advisory Board, a consideration of a grant application from the Department of Corrections, a report from the Board of Bids and Contracts meeting, and a budget discussion. With that, Chairman, I turn the meeting over to you.
Good. Thank you. And I want to welcome everyone that's joining us in the audience today and those that are joining us online and on KPTS. I also want to let you know that Commissioner Cruz is online today with us via Zoom. She has COVID at this present time, so we wish her well and wish her a speedy recovery. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Invocation to be led by Father Hayden Charles, St. Patrick Catholic Church. Please remain standing for the flag salute.
So this is a prayer by a Catholic priest named St. Thomas Aquinas, who lived from 1225 to 1274. So we'll offer it this morning for all those present in this meeting and for all those that the County Commission serves. We'll offer it first in English and then in Spanish. Loving God, who sees in us nothing that you have not given yourself, make my body healthy and agile, my mind sharp and clear, my heart joyful and contented, my soul faithful and loving, and surround me with the company of men and angels who share my devotion to you. Above all, let me live in your presence, for with you all fear is banished, and there is only harmony and peace. Let every day combine the beauty of spring, the brightness of summer, the abundance of autumn, and the repose of winter. And at the end of my life on earth, grant that I may come to see and to know you in the fullness of your glory. Amen. Dios amoroso, que no ve en nosotros nada que no te hayas dado. Haz mi cuerpo sano y ágil, mi mente clara y aguda, mi corazón alegre y contento, mi alma fiel y amorosa. Rodéame de la compañía de hombres y ángeles que comparten mi devoción por ti. Sobre todo, déjame vivir en tu presencia, porque contigo se desvanece todo temor y solo hay armonía y paz. Deja que cada día combine la belleza de la primavera, el brillo del verano, la abundancia del otoño y el reposo del invierno. Y al final de mi vida en la tierra, haz que pueda venir a verte y conocerte en la plenitud de tu gloria. Amén.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father Charles, thank you very much for being here with us this morning. I had the opportunity to meet with him this morning. I do know his father, but this is the first time I've had an opportunity to meet Father Charles. Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item.
Roll call. Commissioner Meitzner.
Present.
Commissioner Cruz.
Present.
Commissioner Howell.
Present.
Commissioner Lopez.
Present.
Chairman Dennis.
Present. Next item, please.
Public agenda.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've actually received two sets of public comments off of the internet. One we received before our meeting last week, and then the second set we received by 5 o'clock yesterday. All the commissioners have had an opportunity to review both sets of those public comments from the internet. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner.
Aye.
Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. We also have one individual signed up. Did you want to say something first?
Well,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Commissioner Howell.
I apologize. During the public comment, I just wanted to clarify, we received I think about 50 altogether. I'm not sure exactly how many, but I read through all of those. I think every one of them that I read had something to do with election integrity once again. So again, as one who's just poured myself into this topic, I just keep learning more and more. I've just spent even more time in this last couple of weeks digging into the issue. So for anybody that's concerned about that, please reach out to me personally. I would do my best to answer those 50 emails, those public comments. But I want to let the nature of the public comments today was all about election integrity once again. That's all I want to say. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We also have one speaker signed up today, and Mr. David DINKEL. If you approach the podium, you have 5 minutes, sir. Okay. State your name for the record.
All right, I will do that. My name is David DINKEL. I live at 932 North Porter Avenue. I've been a county resident and taxpayer for 36 years here. I had all these comments. I'm sort of making an adjustment because I talked to Jim before the meeting, and I'm a little puzzled as to what sort of direct supervision the county has over the election office. Now, my comments and my thoughts today are not on the integrity. I gather that's a hot issue. Mine is on the ballot itself. And I prepared these remarks last week before there were some news reports last week, or yesterday, I should say. So when I was reading the amendment portion, I was surprised to discover that there were two misspellings within the final 4 lines of the ballot. I thought this was merely a sample, so I printed, and that those would be fixed. However, I looked at the mail-in ballot, and again, 2 words were missing a letter. And when I went to the courthouse to vote, again, even on the electronic versions, the errors remained. I asked an election worker about them, and she said the office was aware of the mistakes. Then she quickly added, much to my dismay, that no one reads them anyway. At that point, I didn't know what stunned me more. The fact that few were actually reading what they were voting on, and that the fact that there seemed to be no way to correct 2 misprints. Okay, I get it. In the context of today's pressing issues, this is not the biggest problem in the world. It doesn't change the legal result, so fine, although I was amazed to hear that. Official records, such as birth and death certificates, must be free of errors, especially with names, or else changed. However, It's embarrassing and certainly unprofessional. It's a poor reflection on Sedgwick County, a county that spends money and much effort to project a competent, oriented image to the nation and the world. None of us are perfect writers. I certainly am not. I've made more than my share of spelling and grammatical errors in my life. There could be errors in my comments today. If so, I apologize in advance. But I've learned the hard way to have many people read my writing if it's headed to print. Undoubtedly, the person or persons responsible for this are mortified, and I don't mean to pick on them in the least, as I've been in their position. It's no fun. The point is to stop them from happening in the first place. I don't know if the commissioners or the county manager have asked the head of the election office how to prevent this. But if not, that would be a good idea. I'm not here to pick on anyone, but offer some constructive comments to help. I read a news report that the election commissioner said it was human error and no other computers can interact with the one that the ballot is on. Well, the answer would be to have a number of people read it over in the words line by line before pressing the send and print button. That should prevent it from happening. Also in the publications business, we had what was called a blue line, and which was the final proof of it before we sent it to the printer. You go over the blue line, you check it and repeat it, and then other people verify it. That's an answer. That would solve the problem. My last point has to do, before I want to also throw out this offer that there is a community of people I know, retired proofreaders, copy editors. We would be more than happy to read the ballot at absolutely no charge to the county. I mean, that's free. So I'm going to just throw that out there that if you want to have people come together in the community to help out, we would be more than happy to do so. My last point has to do with history. The amendment is the first statewide vote in the United States on this contentious issue since Roe v. Wade was overturned. The county's ballot could be part of a collection of historical documents archived in the Library of Congress, if not in our local historical museum. We want it to be an accurate and professional reflection of the county. Perhaps a corrected version could be submitted for historical and preservation purposes. Again, I don't mean to be fussy about what most people would consider minor details, but I do believe that an official county document is reflective of its producer and its taxpaying citizens, and for the record, we all want to get that right. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, sir. Commissioner Howell?
Thank you. I just wanted to make a couple comments. Thank you, David Dinkel, for being here today. I've known you for a long time, and I have a high respect of you. You're a great professional and an excellent writer. He's worked for newspapers for a long time and done a tremendous job in his writing skills. And so when you come to us and you share that opinion, I think it's a professional perspective that really is needed here. A couple things I'd like to share, and I'm not verified this, but I believe that Sedgwick County is the only county that this happened, and I don't think this is a statewide problem. I think it's a local problem. So that, to the extent that there may be a ballot in some type of Library of Congress or whatever, I would hope that would be at the state level rather than the county level. I just don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've also kind of a history buff, and people, museums collect documents to reflect historical.
Sure. Again, I think there's things sometimes we don't know to have procedures or policies until something happens and it opens our eyes to something. I think this is one of those things that, as far as I know, this type of thing has never happened.
Turn your mic on.
As far as I know, I think something like this has never happened before, as far as I know. But I think now that we know that it can happen, I think we have to have policies and procedures in place to make sure this doesn't happen again, obviously.
Yeah.
I think I read this, I know the story broke this week, but I remember actually reading about this about 10 days ago when it actually broke in a different, I don't know what circle of people were talking about this, but there was another set of information that did go out, and I don't know where I saw this. I think maybe our election commissioner may have sent it out or someone sent it out, but there actually is a law that actually deals with minor, like spelling errors, for example, on a ballot question. It actually resolves that. So you made the point, legally it probably doesn't have an impact, but again, it is embarrassing. My final point I want to make is this. I think there's a misunderstanding generally amongst people who we serve of how county government is actually structured. I don't think you have the misunderstanding, but let me just, for the public's sake, explain. Their county appraiser, we pay for the salaries, of course, in their office spaces, but they report to the property evaluation division of our state Department of Revenue. The tag offices, for example, they report to the Department of Revenue as well, through the elected official, Randy Bailey, our county treasurer. Our county sheriff is responsible for his own office, and we have to fund their office. Our courts are responsible for the courts, and they funnel up to the chief justice of our Kansas Supreme Court. We have the election commissioner in this case reports to the Secretary of State. Now, we pay the salary and then pay for office spaces, but we don't actually have any authority to manage her office in any way. And so there's a misunderstanding, I think, of people that may not understand that relationship. We as a board of canvassers, we do certify the election results for Sedgwick County, but we don't actually have any authority to actually run her office and even really recommend how she does her policies and procedures as she reports to the Secretary of State. So Sedgwick County government is a weird combination of government. Although our name is on everything, the county commissioners actually don't have authority on all things.
But you do have some influence, right?
We certainly, well,
you should.
I assure you, she knows we're disappointed that this happened, and I would expect we want to see policies and procedures to make sure this never happens again. I'm sure she knows that. We'll make sure we talk about that. I will say this: she's very busy. She's had some sickness recently. Some of her staff is sick, and the election, of course, is very hot right now. So I was going to back away a little bit, let her do her job.
Right.
Things calm down a little bit. We'll have that conversation at that point.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you for your.
That sounds good.
Today.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. I don't see any other comments. We don't have anyone else signed up on our public agenda today, so I move that we receive and file.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner. Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. Before I go to the next item, I neglected to mention that we have two elected in the office in the room today. Tanya Buckingham, our Register of Deeds, is joining us today, and I imagine she's here because of how much support she provides to our Veterans Awareness Expo and the Veterans, and Kelly Arnold is joining us today. So thank you very much for being here. Madam Clerk, next item.
Proclamations. Item A, proclamation declaring Veterans Awareness Expo Appreciation Day.
Thank you. We have two Air Force veterans on this board this morning, and so I've asked the other Air Force veteran to read the proclamation today. Commissioner Howell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's quite an honor to be able to read this today, and thank you for this great opportunity. The proclamation says, whereas the 6th Annual Veterans Awareness Expo occurs on Saturday, August 6th, 2022, and is a free event for veterans and their families to connect with a wide variety of veteran service organizations. And whereas by recognizing veterans from all armed forces, including reserves and National Guard, the Veterans Awareness Expo shows our community's appreciation for their military service to our country. And whereas this year's special 1 o'clock program theme is Lieutenant Bleckley, Wichita's only Aviation Medal of Honor recipient, and the restoration of an identical DH-4 biplane he flew in World War I. And whereas key stakeholders of the Veterans Providers Coalition of Sedgwick County will be featured, including WSU's Military Vet Center, Veterans Upward Bound, PBS Kansas, Sedgwick County Register of Deeds for DD Form 214 free registration, and veteran discount cards. And whereas Vet-to-Vet Support Command and the Veteran Providers Coalition of Sedgwick County host a special event on the first Saturday in August each year at the Mid-America All-Indian Museum located at 650 North Seneca, Wichita, Kansas, to bring together valuable veteran resources. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Chairman David Dennis and the Board of Sedgwick County Commissioners do hereby proclaim August the 6th, 2022 as Veterans Awareness Expo Day, and we ask that all veterans and residents of Sedgwick County to attend the 6th Annual Veterans Awareness Expo to thank veterans and their families for their service and sacrifice. So, Mr. Chairman, I would be very pleased to make a motion we would adopt this proclamation.
And I'll second the motion. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner.
Aye.
Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. Thank you. And
Mr. Chairman, I just want to just say I am so happy to be a part of this today. We have some great heroes and champions for military veterans here in our audience, and to receive this proclamation, we'd like to welcome Patty Nefko, and she'll introduce the other folks that are here today, but as she comes up, here you go. I'd like to just make a point that I'm looking in the audience. I see Phil Richardson, I see Stacia, I see Howard Hutchinson, I see Tanya Buckingham. Those are four that I recognize. There may be others here, but Patty is the president and CEO of the Vet-to-Vet Support Command. Howard Hutchinson is the Veterans Providers Coalition of Sedgwick County president. We have a lot of great organizations represented at the coalition. And by the way, if you are a veteran or you're a family member of a veteran and you've not connected to this event, this is a huge opportunity to receive benefits and to have some encouragement and feel appreciated. Patty, you're welcome to come up and make some comments, introduce your team. But I'm so proud of you all, and I love being a part of this today.
We're here.
Morning, Patty and Hutch.
Good morning. I never can tell if we're in the right screen here together, but thank you for having us. My name is Patty Nefko, and we are here to talk about the Veterans Awareness Expo. But I'm going to pass it to our founder of the Veteran Providers Coalition of Sedgwick County, Howard Hutchison. Get by the mic.
Morning, Hutch.
Good to see you, David and Jim, but especially David Dennis, Chairman, County Commissioner Chairman. And, any commissioning committee from any county, it's a gift that there is veterans, whatever the ratio is, to be on the board. It would be even nicer if there was other inclusions, but since we represent veterans, we're thankful for that. Who do I give this to? You already have the large copy?
We'll get some from you.
Okay. I don't know why I'm a little nervous this morning. Maybe that's not it. I don't know. But the Veteran Awareness Expo of 2022, we're in our 6th year. We're fortunate that every year there's a theme that we can rely on. One year was the USS Wichita, and then one year was the McConnell Air Force Base Pegasus. Last year was Black Bear Bosun's 100-year birthday. 1 year, no, I can't.
World War II veterans.
Yeah, World War II veterans. But this year, we're blessed to have Erwin Bleckley as our theme. And being a veteran and kind of knowing history as well as I do, as much of you do, Erwin Bleckley is our most famous Medal of Honor winner here in Kansas. I do want to make mention of Father Capon, but Erwin Bleckley flew a suicide mission. He actually, wrote a quick letter before he entered the plane to take a flight that he knew he was not coming back from. And so he kind of knew his destiny, but he received the Medal of Honor. And so in light of that, we are honoring him this year. The Bleckley plane was recovered from the East Coast, and this has been about a 2-3 year process. It's being restored as we currently speak. We've got a lot of volunteers involved, Textron and Spirit, and a lot of engineers. They're just giving of their time, and it will be completely restored, and it will fly, and it will be in perfect condition, which is just amazing. It's going to take a lot of time and effort. We got a hangar like Doc has that's being donated free of their choice to have this restoration done. But I want to speak real quick also about the Veteran Awareness Expo in the sense that, we're easily over 60 service providers strong. And, it's kind of a way of celebrating once a year all the hard work that all of, organizations, nonprofits, agencies in Sedgwick County do all year long, every day, every week, every month. And so this is a way for them to come together kind of in celebration. We have over 1,000 people that come through the door. We're very honored to have, Tanya Buckingham with the Registered Deeds Office. She's going to exclusively have the Buffalo Room all to herself. And we just want to stress that if veterans are interested in getting an ID card and permanently having their DD-214 on record, please bring a DD-214. Yes.
Tanya, why don't you come up and say so now? This is a good segue. Just thanks for your flexibility, everybody. The timing is good. Yeah. Thanks.
Morning, Tanya.
Thank you. Tanya Buckingham, Register of Deeds, and I want to thank Patty and Hutch for actually inviting us to participate. We are going to be there from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on August the 6th, and we will be issuing the military discount cards and also recording the DD-214s. But as a reminder to the veterans, please bring your original DD-214 so that we can file it and provide 5 certified copies. Also, as a point of reference and some numbers I'd like to share, is the last in-person expo, we actually issued 199 discount cards. And as of today, we're at 1,083. So, Patty also reminded me, we have 496 DD-214s that have been filed in our office. Before we did the military discount card program, we maybe would do 4 DD-214s in a year. So actually providing that program made it aware to the veterans that we do provide that service of the DD-214. So the military discount card program actually brought that awareness about. So there you go.
You know, a coalition is not easy. It's kind of like herding sheep or herding cats. It's a full-time job just keeping them all together. When Patty and I originally started this, we learned real quick that as Patty took me around and introduced me to all the folks, directors of agencies, organizations, and nonprofits, and then I did the same for Patty, I quickly realized in those personal conversations that there was a lot of siloing up. And so I had to come up with an ingenious idea. How do I break down those silos here within Sedgwick County? It just doesn't have to be that way. And so I decided that we would meet every month, all 60 service providers. I'd provide a free lunch and a guest speaker, an outstanding guest speaker. And that's how we would all come together and get to know each other. And now we work, you know, very well together. But it's not easy. You know, there's some ebb and flow to it. Right now, we're kind of fading back into the siloing up aspect of it. You got new directors, new agencies, and they quite haven't got on board yet. And so Patty and I, we've got to go back to the drawing board and herd the sheep, herd the cats, and get them all back on board as far as, you know, just how valuable and how important it is to, have a coalition that's cohesive and comprehensive and just works well together. Patty?
Yep.
What were you pointing at here?
Just saying.
Oh, and then I want to say that, you know, Phil Richardson is our president of Vet to Vet. And that's another thing. You know, we have the coalition, and our job is to kind of keep everybody together, working together. There's nothing that nobody does that Patty and I don't, you know, have our eyes and ears on. But then we have our own, we're a player ourselves individually as Vet to Vet Support Command. And in that representation, Phil Richardson is here, who's our president of Vet to Vet Support Command. Stacia Lede, did I say it right? Lede is here. She's the director of Veterans Upward Bound. Lieutenant Colonel Larry Burks from WSU campus with the Veterans Military
And Veterans Center, and Chip Newman from Midwest Battle Buddies, and we might add that Phil Richardson is from PBS Kansas. Yes.
Yes.
Let me make a couple more notes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, you bet. So thank you for your time and extra time today. We appreciate that. We want everyone to know that there will be some extra parking lots available for this expo. You don't need to worry about that, though. There are shuttles set up, and you'll know where to go, because just go to the Indian Center, to the parking lot across the street, and there'll be someone there. If there's not a spot, we just go right down the road behind Botanica and Cowtown, beautiful new lots. We'll shuttle you right to the door. So don't worry about parking. Please tell your friends about this. This is a free event. Everything we do is for free. So this is a free event. All of our providers have booth space for free. McConnell Air Force Base will be represented. We have military vehicles that'll be out back, food trucks and radio stations. Most importantly, the people that are there are not there just to provide resources for the needs, but also the wants. You veterans are very active people. If you want to get involved with Kansas Honor Flight or Women Veterans of Kansas or any VFW or American Legion post, please come because they need you. Team Red, White, Blue, the list goes on. This is the one place that you can come one day and meet everybody and have a great program. So we appreciate you all. Please tell your friends because we need this to be an exceptionally good event. Coming back after a couple of years, we're excited to have you all, and thank you. Any final words?
Oh, I think I may have left out Commissioner Jim Howe. He's also on our executive board. And, the VA plays a huge role, and the Vet Center and the regional office. They're just steady eddies. I mean, the VA, the regional office, the Vet Center never miss a coalition meeting.
They'll be at the Expo.
And they'll be at the Expo. So I tell you what, no one does it better than we do here in Sedgwick County, and Sedgwick County ought to be very proud of how well we all work together. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Patty and Hutch. We appreciate what you do. More importantly, we appreciate all of our veterans that have served their country. I want to say a little bit more about what Tanya Buckingham and the Register of Deeds does for our community. When I first retired, I didn't turn my DD-214 in to the Register of Deeds because it had my Social Security number on it, and I didn't want my Social Security number compromised by someone having access to it. But after talking to the Register of Deeds, Tanya Buckingham, it is filed. They give you 5 certified copies back that you can keep, but no one else gets access to it. However, in the event of the veteran's death or incapacitation, if a DD-214 is needed, and then the family can go to the Register of Deeds and there is a copy available. Even if the veteran home burns down and they lose all their DD-214s and they need to replace it, they can go to the Register of Deeds office and get a certified copy of that, which is needed in a lot of cases. So I appreciate that. But the one benefit that they do give you is that they hand you a really neat card. And both Commissioner Howell and I can show you our cards.
Yes, get your card out.
This is a discount program. It is a government-issued ID card, but there's a lot of places that require some kind of documentation that shows you are a veteran, and there are a lot of discounts available out there for veterans. So if you don't have, I have a military retired ID also, so it's really easy to show that. But this is something, if you don't have a retired military ID and you want to prove that you're a veteran, this proves that you are a veteran. So I appreciate what our Register of Deeds does for the veterans there. So again, thanks to the veterans. Thanks for everyone that supports the veterans. It is greatly appreciated for those from those that have worn the uniform for our country. They've sacrificed a lot for the rest of our country. They've sacrificed a lot to make sure that we have the freedoms that we're enjoying today and every day. So thanks again for the Veterans Expo. We look forward to it.
Thank you so much. And on one note, on the cards, we've had a lot of veterans say they've saved so much money in their unlimited income. So thank you for that. And also the DD-214s, we've had 2 families who've had to tap into that when their veteran passed away and they were scattered and couldn't find the document. So we appreciate that so much. One more reminder, Mid-America All-Indian Museum, 10 to 3, Saturday, August the 6th. It's open to the public. Come support your veterans. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Appointments. Item B, accept the resignation of James DINKEL from the Sedgwick County Intellectual Developmental Disabilities Advisory Board.
Thank you. Commissioner Lopez. I'm sorry, Mr. Papoon, I beg your pardon. I keep forgetting I've got Mr. Papoon here, I'm sorry.
Thought I was getting promoted there for a minute. Mike Papoon, County Counselor. Item B is to accept the resignation of Mr. DINKEL from the Sedgwick County Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Advisory Board. Mr. DINKEL is a longtime member of this board, but apparently is now retired and wants to do more traveling and can no longer serve. Mr. DINKEL is Commissioner Lopez's appointment. Ask that you accept his resignation.
Very good. Now, Commissioner Lopez.
Well, first, I just want to thank him for all of the time and effort he's put on this board. I mean, he has been a member for quite some time, so I appreciate all of the work and effort that's gone into it. But I move that we accept the resignation of James DINKEL.
Thank you. I'll second the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner Meitzner. Aye. Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. And next item, please.
Item C, accept the removal of Jenny Dong from the Sedgwick County 2nd District Citizens Advisory Board.
Mr. Papoon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mike Papoon, County Counselor. Items C, D, E, and F can all be taken together. They all involve Commissioner Lopez's Citizens Advisory Board. Item C and D involve removing Jenny Dong and Anthony Gonzalez from her board. And items E and F are resolutions appointing Tony Martinez and Jessica Atherton to the board. So the resolutions are in proper form. Please ask that you approve C, D, E, and F.
Thank you. Commissioner Lopez.
Thank you. First, I just want to thank Jenny and Tony for their time on the board. I know it is a time commitment, so I appreciate all of the meetings that they were able to make and move the work of our community forward. So I appreciate that. But I'll move that we accept those resignations. And I also want to congratulate Tony Martinez and Jessica for accepting these new positions. And I'm really looking forward to working with them and getting to know them more throughout the process. So I move that we accept all 4 of these. I don't know how to say that since some are leaving and some are coming on, but.
Very good. Well, I'll second the motion. Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner. Aye. Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. And do we have one of those in the audience today? Yep. Please approach the podium. We'll swear you in.
Morning, Commissioners. Please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Kansas, and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Sedgwick County 2nd District Citizens Advisory Board. So help me God.
I do. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Let's take a few words.
Yes, thank you very much. It's an honor to be appointed, and I'm very much looking forward to supporting Commissioner Lopez in her service to our community. Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. Thank you, Mr. Arnold. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
New business, item G, consideration of grant in the amount of $750,000 for BJA FY 2022, Improving Adult and Juvenile Crisis Stabilization and Community Reentry Program.
Good morning. We have Steve Stonehouse online today. Welcome.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. I'm Steve Stonehouse with the Department of Corrections. Speaking with you today to discuss the grant application to the Bureau of Justice Assistance for the Improving Adult and Juvenile Crisis Stabilization and Community Reentry Program. This grant aims to connect system-involved individuals with services while they transition from confinement or involvement with the system back into their community. This grant opportunity has a duration of 36 months beginning on October 2022, and 10 awards are available nationwide. Grant recipients will each receive up to a total allocation of $750,000, and that is the total amount of our application today. Overall, our goal is to help those who are involved with the criminal or juvenile justice system gain access to needed mental health treatment and substance abuse treatment services. Additionally, ComCare, the Sedgwick County Sheriff's Department, and the Department for Children and Families have provided support letters. If awarded, grant funds would provide 4 basic service areas. The first area is trauma services for kids in the juvenile detention facility. youth who are identified through a screen and a risk and assessment tool, or with staff referrals who have a history of trauma and in need of services with no other way to pay for it, will receive up to 10 sessions while they're in the facility and to bridge their service back into the community while they're in the community. We hope to serve 15 juveniles annually with that portion of the grant. The second part of the grant is to address barriers and system responses for marginalized populations. This will serve as an educational program to provide formal training to Department of Corrections staff members and stakeholders in the community to address barriers in collaboration with one another towards a common goal of not driving persons further into the criminal or juvenile justice system. We hope to serve 200 folks with that portion of the grant. The third part of the grant is resource and referral management. This would include fees for services with local substance abuse treatment providers to offer comprehensive substance abuse assessment and then follow-up treatment while in confinement and then continue upon the release into the community. We'll target both juvenile and adult populations with this part of the grant, and we hope to serve 200 youth and 400 adults annually. The final part of the grant is medication management and evaluations. This includes fees for services for medication management for both our juvenile and adult populations. Services would begin prior to release from confinement and would continue into the community. I'm requesting authorization for the chair to sign the grant application and, if awarded, accept the grant and establish budget authority subject to technical adjustments. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I know all the commissioners were briefed on this this week. We appreciate you finding a grant like this. It's a huge opportunity. Unfortunately, there are only 5 grants going to be issued nationwide, so we're in the running with a number of other people, but hopefully we can get this grant. So I move that we approve the submission of the grant and authorize the appropriate actions. Excuse me. We have a motion and a second, but Commissioner Cruz.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Steve, for presenting that today. This is exactly the kind of preventative type stuff that we want to see. So I'm happy that we are looking to get this and submitting our application. My question would be the reporting aspect of this. If we are awarded the grant, how long will it be until a report is established and able to be presented about the findings of how these prevention efforts impacted those 15 youth specifically and then the other 200 adults?
There are quarterly reports that will be due to the BJA, so we could definitely report quarterly out on how we are allocating the funds, what we're finding as far as resources in the community to serve the individuals targeted, and the outcomes that we're finding for those folks.
Great. Well, I look forward to the outcome of this. Hopefully we are awarded. I appreciate the opportunity to ask that question, Chairman. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't see any other questions. We do have a motion and a second. And again, I want to thank our folks for finding this grant. I appreciate that too. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Meitzner.
Aye.
Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. Next item, please.
Item H, report of the Board of Bids and Contracts regular meeting on July 21st, 2022.
Morning, Joe. You're here early.
Yes, very early. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Had to drink an extra cup of coffee to get here. The regular meeting of the Board of Bids and Contracts on July 21st, it resulted in 3 items that we're bringing before you, and we have a special consideration on item 2. Item 1 is the SS1H oil for Public Works, and this is to accept the bid from Ergon Asphalt and Emulsions Incorporated. That's for the initial purchase of $31,800, and then we will establish a contract period of 1 year with 2 one-year options to renew. On item 2, we're deferring this item back to the Board of Bids and Contracts for further review, and we hope to have this back to you next Wednesday. And then our final item is 10 of the larger mid-size sedans, Fleet Management and Sheriff's Office. And this recommendation is to accept the bid from Whiteside of St. Clairsville Incorporated, and this is in the amount of $273,000. So I'll be happy to try to answer any questions you may have, and I recommend approval of both items.
Thank you. Commissioner Howell?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just first, thank you for the presentation. What happened to number 3? I see 1, 2, and 4.
Number 3 was held up at the Board of Bids and Contracts, so it never went past that. It was initially marked as 3, but did not come here.
All right, that's a good answer. I just want to make a note here. We're buying 10 vehicles here, and the unit cost is pretty good. We didn't have any local bids for that at all.
No, sir.
But they honestly, one local vendor was solicited. Was there any others?
All local vendors were solicited. What you see under no bid are those that actually made a response to say we're not bidding. The others just didn't respond, which implies they're not bidding. So.
All right, very good. Well, that's a great number of vehicles for that price. So I think it's pretty good deal there. I support the recommendations of the Board of Bids and Contracts. That's all I want to say. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. I don't see any other questions, so I move that we approve the Board of Bids and Contracts.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner. Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Next item, please.
Item I, 2023 budget discussion.
Thank you. We've been asked to put this on as a placeholder at each meeting in case any of the commissioners had any questions. We also ask Commissioner Cruz, did you have a question?
I just want to speak on this topic when the time allows.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say is that we ask all commissioners to have any comments available by 5 p.m. The day before so that we could have the appropriate people in the audience to be able to answer their questions. And we didn't receive anything last night, but Commissioner Cruz, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just have one question. Thank you for the ability to speak right now. I guess my question would be, what policies are currently in place to reevaluate current funding levels of anyone receiving county funding? So as our county moves to be more diverse, more equitable, and more inclusive, what evaluations are in place for the current funding levels, and how will we reevaluate those? So that's really my question. If we could put on a staff meeting to discuss what current policies are in place, or the ability to put a policy in place that will reevaluate anyone receiving county funding at certain increments in whether it's every year, whether it's however often would be appropriate. So that's my question. I'd like to discuss that about reevaluating anyone who receives county funding on a certain time period.
Certainly, we'll ask the manager to put together some information and bring that to a staff meeting, if that's okay.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Commissioner Howell?
Thank you, Chairman. I don't actually have any questions on the budget specifically, but I do have a question on the public hearing next week. We're going to do this on August the 3rd. That's next Wednesday, correct? And we have a regular 9 o'clock meeting that day?
Yes.
And we have a public hearing at what time?
6 o'clock p.m.
So 2 meetings that day. We have one at 9 o'clock, and we have a public hearing at 9 p.m., and that will be in this room.
Correct. 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m.
I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure everyone understands that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anything else on item India? Move to receive and file. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner. Aye. Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. Next item, please.
Consent agenda.
Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, Commission. Tom Stoles, County Manager's Office. Recommend approval of consent items J through S, as in Sam, this morning. And I'd call out item J as a funding and construction agreement with KDOT and the City of Wichita for the North Junction Gold Phase. It's significant, probably the most significant road project we have going in the county. Jim Weber was here, and he is still here, our Public Works Director, who has been an integral part in this. I just wanted to call that out for the public as we go through consent.
Thank you. I appreciate it. There's a lot of work with a lot of people trying to get the North Junction moving. We appreciate that we are being able to move into the gold phase. So I move that we approve items Julia through Sierra. We We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner. Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez.
Aye.
Chairman Dennis.
Aye. Next item, please.
Legislative issues.
I don't believe we have any legislative issues, so next item, please.
Committee reports.
Do any commissioners have any committee reports today? I just want to thank the Buford family. Last week we had an opportunity, Friday, it was a very warm day, but we had an opportunity to go out for the ribbon cutting for the Martha Buford Safari Express at the zoo. It's a fantastic addition to the zoo, and it was made possible because of the family of Martha Buford in her memory, so thank them very much. Commissioner Meitzner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This kind of wraps into other also, kind of, whatever. I just also want to congratulate, last night I was able to attend the Music Theater Wichita's The Wizard of Oz. It's going to be this weekend. It was a wonderful show, as most of their events are, but got to meet with Brian Markham, who's the artistic director that's taken over for Wayne Bryant, and the managing director, Angela Cassette. But Wayne Bryant was also in town and did a nice job, as he always does, and Wayne is also going to be the lead in the next show. It's called The Drowsy Chaperone, and he's going to be the lead. So anyway, but key to this Wizard of Oz event last night is there's the person that played Dorothy, her name's Cammie Abraham, and she will be a senior at East High School, and she's also already done some acting stuff and support acting in California and other places. So this young woman was an outstanding actor playing the role of Dorothy, and of all the people that they could have chose to play that role, it's a senior at East High School. So congratulations to Dorothy and to the whole cast. And then on another note, I want to congratulate the alumni of Wichita State Shockers that have made the final 8 in this alumni tournament nationwide, and their quarterfinal game is tonight at Coke Arena at 8 o'clock, and I plan to attend the fourth of 4 games that it's been a lot of fun to attend. So my congratulations to the alumni, and the way Wichita State is really, and the Wichita region has shown really well their support of the basketball world. So thanks for letting me share those 2 items. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Anything else? Seeing nothing, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Other.
Any commissioners have anything that they'd like to discuss during other today?
I just said so. I just said my other.
Seeing nothing, Madam Clerk, next item.
Executive session.
Commissioner Lopez.
Sorry. I move that the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session for 15 minutes until 10:15 for preliminary discussions related to the acquisition of real property for the purpose of discussing the potential purpose of a county building, and that the Board of County Commissioners return to this room from executive session at 10:15.
Thank you very much. I'll second that. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Meitzner. Commissioner Cruz.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Lopez. Aye. Chairman Dennis.
Aye. And those that are leaving the room, you might want to take a chair with you because there is no place to sit out there. So I don't know how many are leaving. Okay, we're going into executive session at this time. Welcome back from executive session. I want to state that during the executive session, no binding action was taken. Commissioners, do we have anything else that needs to come before the board at this point? Seeing nothing, we're adjourned. Thank you all.